Welcome to a developing crisis that could redefine Israel's political landscape and potentially the very course of the Gaza conflict. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's government is teetering on the edge of collapse. After months of simmering tensions, the ultra-Orthodox party United Torah Judaism has already abandoned the coalition, and now, the critical Shas party is poised to follow suit this week. If they leave, Netanyahu's grip on power will vanish. Let's break down this high-stakes political drama. For Israel, political stability has always been a challenging dance of coalitions. But the current government, led by Benjamin Netanyahu, is facing its gravest threat yet. The immediate flashpoint, the controversial army enlistment bill. For decades, ultra-Orthodox seminary students have largely been exempt from compulsory military service, a privilege deeply valued by their communities. However, the ongoing war in Gaza has brought this issue to a boiling point. The demand for military manpower has surged, and public sentiment increasingly questions these exemptions when so many Israelis are serving. And just yesterday, on Tuesday, July 15, 2025, United Torah Judaism (UTJ) announced its withdrawal from Netanyahu's coalition. Their reason is clear: a new proposed law on army enlistment exemptions did not meet their demands to protect their student status. This move alone immediately shrunk Netanyahu's government to a razor-thin 61 seats in the 120-member Knesset. That's a mere one-seat majority, making his government incredibly vulnerable to any dissenting voice or further defection. But the real threat comes from the Shas party. Also an ultra-Orthodox faction, Shas is widely expected to quit the coalition this week over the same conscription bill issue. If Shas, with its crucial seats, indeed leaves, Netanyahu's coalition will plummet to just 50 seats, a clear minority in the Knesset. This would mean the automatic collapse of his government. So, what happens next? If the coalition falls, Israel would likely be plunged into early elections, its sixth in just over 5 years. Until new elections are held and a new government formed, Netanyahu would remain as a caretaker prime minister. However, a caretaker government operates with significant constraints, making it difficult to pass major legislation or make bold policy decisions. This political turmoil couldn't come at a worse time. Israel is still deeply embroiled in the war in Gaza, with ongoing ceasefire talks and immense international pressure. Netanyahu has relied heavily on his ultra-Orthodox and far-right partners to maintain his government. These parties, including Shas, have strongly opposed any concessions in ceasefire negotiations that would leave Hamas intact. If Netanyahu's power base crumbles, it could fundamentally alter Israel's approach to the conflict. The issue of military conscription for ultra-Orthodox men has divided Israeli society for decades. A Supreme Court ruling last year ordered the Defense Ministry to end the exemptions and begin conscripting seminary students, creating immense pressure on Netanyahu's government to legislate a new solution. His attempts to appease his religious partners while also addressing the public's growing demand for equal burden sharing have seemingly failed. Netanyahu's political survival has long been tied to his ability to hold together diverse and often conflicting coalition partners. With both UTJ gone and Shas likely to follow, his remarkable run as Israel's longest-serving prime minister is facing its ultimate test. The implications for domestic policy, the Gaza war, and even regional stability are enormous. This is a rapidly unfolding situation. What do you believe the collapse of Netanyahu's government would mean for Israel's future and the war in Gaza? Could this lead to more unity or further division?